What if I told you the world's most powerful currency isn't the dollar or the pound? In the quiet corners of society, for a mysterious class we call old money, true wealth is measured in pedigree and prestige. Their power isn't held in banks, but behind the unmarked gilded doors of hyper-exclusive private clubs. These are the hidden worlds I live to explore. I'm Beatrice, and today we're pushing those doors open together. But before we step inside, you need to understand the invisible architecture that holds these worlds together. Getting in isn't about filling out a form online. It's a carefully choreographed dance, and I'm about to give you the roadmap. Step 1. The invitation. In most cases, you don't apply. You are proposed. Membership is often treated like an heirloom, a lineage of selectiveness passed from one generation to the next. Someone already inside has to put their own reputation on the line for you. Step 2. The vetting. This is where your resume is weighed against your character. They want to know if you resonate with the club's soul. The Cosmos Club in DC, for example, seeks individuals distinguished in art or science, not just wealth. Or consider the University Club of Chicago, which requires not only a degree, but 3 letters of recommendation from existing members. It's not about what you have, but who you are. And finally, step 3, the cost. If your character passes the test, your wallet faces the final one. Fees range dramatically. Some are surprisingly modest, designed to cultivate a community of minds over fortunes. Others are astronomical. The R360 Club, a private community for ultra-high net worth families, reportedly requires a staggering $180,000 for just a 3-year membership. Invitation, vetting, cost. That's the gauntlet. Now that you know the rules of the game, let's meet the players. And our game begins in the only place it could, London's St. James's district, the historical heart of Clubland. A world tucked away behind unmarked mahogany doors on rain-slicked streets, where the currency of prestige we talked about was first minted. Our first stop is White's, the oldest, the most exclusive, and the most stubborn of them all. From the outside, it's a discreet, imposing townhouse, but imagine stepping inside. The air is thick with the scent of old leather and wood smoke. Centuries-old portraits watch you from the walls, and conversations are kept to a hushed murmur. It was born in 1693 as a hot chocolate house by an Italian immigrant, but quickly became the epicenter of aristocratic gambling. Its infamous betting book is a legend, recording wagers on everything from political appointments to which of 2 raindrops would reach the bottom of a window pane first. But White's is perhaps most famous for its refusal to change, clinging to its male-only membership policy like a barnacle to a ship's hull. It's a rule so absolute that it led to then Prime Minister David Cameron resigning his membership in 2008. Of course, not all of London's clubs were built for the same establishment. A short walk away stands its ideological rival, the Reform Club. Founded in 1836 for the progressive thinkers behind the Great Reform Act, its home is a palatial masterpiece by Charles Barry, the same architect who designed the Houses of Parliament. You can almost feel the intellectual electricity in its vast libraries and under its soaring ceilings. The ghosts of political giants like Winston Churchill still debating in the halls. And if the Reform Club is the soul of the liberal establishment, then the Carlton Club is the living room of the Conservative Party. For 200 years, this is where party policy has quietly been shaped. It's a fortress of belief, so central to the party's identity that it was bombed during the Blitz in World War II, only to be rebuilt, more determined than ever. These 3 clubs are the old guard, the original blueprint. But what happened when this very British concept of exclusivity crossed the Atlantic? It didn't just cross the ocean, it was reinvented, forged not in the quiet confidence of inherited titles, but in the white-hot furnace of new American wealth. In New York, this reinvention took the form of a rivalry. When one of J.P. Morgan's friends was denied entry to the Old Guard Union Club, Morgan didn't just get angry. He, along with the Vanderbilts and the Astors, built his own, the Metropolitan Club. They hired architect Stanford White to build them a palace on Fifth Avenue, a declaration in marble and silk that new money could not be ignored. For a time, it was the absolute center of New York society. Today, it stands as a breathtaking monument to the Gilded Age, but its halls echo with the power of an era that has, perhaps, passed. Of course, America had its own aristocracy, one built not on land, but on education. The Harvard clubs of New York and Boston became the hallowed grounds for the Ivy League elite. They started as places of intellectual fellowship, but over time, their wood-paneled libraries and reading rooms became corridors of power, where fortunes were planned and political careers were launched. They evolved from scholarly retreats into the ultimate alumni network. But if we travel west to San Francisco, we find the most secretive and controversial of them all, the Bohemian Club. It began, ironically, with artists and writers, but it was soon co-opted by the titans of business and politics. Its staunchly all-male membership, and most notoriously, its mysterious summer retreat at Bohemian Grove, a 2-week gathering shrouded in rumor, feel like a throwback to another century. Facing lawsuits and intense public scrutiny, the Bohemian Club is a fortress of the old way, holding on tight as the world outside changes irrevocably. But as these old fortresses brace against the wind, that very same wind of change is powering new empires across the globe, and with them, new kinds of clubs, each a perfect mirror to the soul of its city, above the neon-lit canyons of Tokyo in the Roppongi Hills Club. Opened in 2003, this isn't a space defined by ancient lineage, but by modern altitude. Here, in the calm eye of a vibrant storm, Japan's political, artistic, and business elite converge, overlooking a city that is constantly inventing the future. It's a club defined not by who your grandfather was, but by the view you command today. Then we leap to the shimmering heart of a desert metropolis, Dubai's Capital Club. Founded in 2008 at the peak of the city's meteoric rise, it is the quintessential melting pot of global ambition. This is where the deals that shape the Middle East are made, a modern oasis of influence built on the currency of connection and audacious vision. Finally, we fly south to a place where the echoes of thundering hooves meet the whispers of modern power, the historic Jockey Club of Sao Paulo. Born from the passions of horse racing in 1875, it has evolved with Brazil itself. It's a living testament to how old-world institutions can adapt, becoming the de facto stage for the nation's social and political drama. From Tokyo to Dubai to Sao Paulo, the blueprint was adapted, proving the universal desire for an exclusive world. But even as these new hubs thrived, a different kind of revolution was already underway, one that didn't just want to adapt the rules, but rip them up entirely. And that revolution has a name: Soho House. When it burst onto the scene, it didn't just bend the rules of the old guard, it took the rulebook and ripped it up. The central idea was radical in its simplicity. Your value wasn't in your family name, but in your creative soul. Suddenly, the doors were open, not to aristocrats, but to artists, filmmakers, writers, and tech disruptors. Think about it. Picture the hushed halls of a traditional St. James's Club, the scent of old leather and wood smoke, oil paintings of ancestors staring down from the walls. Now, imagine this: the rooftop of Soho House in Manhattan's meatpacking district, the sun setting over the city, the sound of ice clinking in glasses, and the low hum of 100 different collaborations being born. One is a museum to the past, the other is a laboratory for the future. So, the question becomes unavoidable: is Pedigree finally being replaced by Portfolio? For a time, Soho House became the undisputed king of cool, hosting events that were said to make the Oscars look like a backyard barbecue. It was more than a club, it was a global tribe for a new kind of elite. But the evolution didn't stop there. As the creative class gained wealth, a new hybrid emerged. Enter places like Casa Cruz. Here, the modern, unstuffy vibe of the new wave is fused with an almost unimaginable level of luxury. It's a members-only dining experience, where you might be eating beneath original artworks by Andy Warhol or David Hockney. Privacy is absolute, and the membership cost is rumored to be the price of a small island. It's proof that new money has learned to create its own scarcity, its own impenetrable fortresses of status. This disruption has sent ripples through the entire ecosystem. Today, even the most traditional bastions of old money, from Palm Beach onwards, are reluctantly adding state-of-the-art gyms and upgrading their wine cellars, desperately trying to stay relevant in a world that is changing faster than ever. So, from the hushed, oak-paneled rooms of St. James's to the sun-drenched rooftop pools of the new creative class, the very definition of exclusivity is being rewritten. We would be fascinated to hear from you. Which of these worlds calls to you more? The old guard or the new wave? Let us know your dream club in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this journey into these hidden worlds, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more stories of history and heritage.